This is video instruction for how to use the portable baptistry currently in the primary room. To start off, you're going to locate the two spigots, first by going and making a left as you exit the door, and then making another left, and walking down towards the bishop's entrance door. You'll find the spigot just before the door, and you'll just crack it open to get all the junk out of it before you hook the hose up. The handle will leak a little bit, but that's okay. To find the second one, you'll make a right after exiting the door, and you will then walk to the corner and make a second right. The spigot is located between the two electrical boxes. Here you'll do the same thing by cracking it open to get all of the junk out of it. The handle leaks on this one as well. To feed the hoses out of the building when it's cold, you will crack the window open a little bit and use an eraser to keep it up, and then push the hoses out. If it's not cold, I would not recommend doing this because it takes a lot of time. Once the hoses have been ran, you can pull the first one over to the spigot that we found by the bishop's office entrance and connect it. Do not turn it on though, or else it'll spray everywhere. Make sure that you connect it tightly, or else it will leak. Now it's time to run the second one. This one you can see I've just put through the door. That's the way I would recommend doing it most of the time. Same thing on this one, make sure that it's tight so that it doesn't leak. Once you have the hoses ran, you can pick them both up and they will go through the sliding glass window. It's kind of hard to see here, but they will just go over. Once they're over, you will take them and put them inside of the font. You're going to have to pull them a little bit so you have a little bit of slack. Make sure that they go all the way to the bottom and that they have plenty of extra hose. Now you're going to go around to the back side of the font and put the heating cover over it. This is not entirely necessary right now, but it will help a lot to make sure that the hoses don't splash and fly out of the font once you've turned them on. Now you're going to go and you're going to turn on both of the hoses one at a time. It's important that you do this one at a time and check in between, just to make sure that one of them is not spraying water on the ceiling or the wall, because that is a big mess to clean up. Make sure that you open the spigot all the way, because it leaks the least amount when you do it that way. Now for the second one, the same thing. Make sure you open it all the way, because it leaks the least amount when you do it like that. You can see here it filling up. It fills up pretty quickly and sprays a lot when the hoses are not underwater. That's why it's so important to keep them all the way down there. Next, you're going to get the other hoses out of the way and all the stuff that's piled on top of it. You're going to grab the heater. This we will set up while the font is filling. Take the heater and place the yellow box in the baptistry room, and then take the big extension cord down to the end of the hall and make sure that you plug it in firmly. Be careful with the entire heating system because it is 240 volts, which is enough to do damage if you break it, but it's fine as long as you use it responsibly. Place the heater in a good spot, right by the door. Next, you're going to go back into the storage room and grab the blue and red hoses. The blue one is for your cold intake, and the red one is for your hot water outtake. They will be stored like this, all joined together. You'll have to unjoin them. You'll take the blue male end, and you will screw that into the female end on the heater. The brass threads are a little finicky, so 2 hands is better for this. The female end of the red hose will go onto the male end on the heater. Again, 2 hands is better. The hoses will now be run to the pump. I like to place both pumps in with the pump that's going to the heater placed on the step, and then a second one in the middle just to provide some circulation. You will now thread the female end of the blue hose onto the male end on the pump. The heater will not click on until there is water flowing through it. Make sure to then plug both of the pumps in to allow this water to flow. There is a socket right under the window. You can see the central one just providing a little bit of circulation. Now turn the baptistry heater dial all the way to high, and you'll see a little light click on, and you should hear you can see just how fast the water is coming in from the spigot there. Once it's about a hand's length or a hand and a half from the top, depending on the size of the individuals being baptized, you'll just have to make judgment there, but that's about where it's best to stop. The bigger the people are, the lower you'll want the water because they displace more. Now turn off both hoses and disconnect them. Water will run out, but that's okay. It's not much. I like to kind of bring the hose around at the same time. It just saves me a little bit of time for later. And for the first hose, turning it off and disconnecting it. This part you normally kind of have to do pretty quick, maybe even jog from spigot to spigot, just because it does fill up pretty fast. There will be a significant amount of water coming out of the hose because it is siphoning off from the font. That's okay. You're not going to lose enough water to have to worry about it. These hoses are pretty thick, so they're difficult to manage, but it means that they go faster, so it's worth it. Now you're gonna pull the cover back and pull the red hoses out and place them in the garbage can that's used for just wet storage there. This stops the siphon and keeps the water mess all in one place. There you can see the whole setup kind of running. To drain, you're going to switch the setup, and you're going to take the male ends of the hose. This does get caught pretty often. You're going to take them all the way over to the corner where there is a drain. To get to the corner, you're going to walk out of the primary doors, make a right, and then walk right to that corner. You'll be able to see it. And just stick both of the male ends of the hoses there. To disconnect the pumps, you'll just unplug them, pull the central one out, and pull the pumping one out. Connect the blue and red hoses together like that so they don't leak. The pumps have a significant amount of water inside them, so don't just pull them right out. You'll have to kind of shake them a little bit and then place them in the trash can. Then the second one. You can see there just how much water is inside of them. You don't want that on the floor. So now you're going to empty out the heater. The heater has a lot of water in it too. So just make sure that you get it pretty well empty. It doesn't have to be perfect. Unplug the heater as well. And then you'll coil up the cord. Make it look prettier than that though. To drain, once the baptism is over, you'll put the blue and the red hoses together to act as a siphon. This just speeds it up a good bit more. To start the siphon, you can either shake it really fast, or you can just suck on it to get the water going. The shake technique takes a while to learn, so I would recommend just cleaning it off and pulling the water through with your mouth, or you can wait longer and just use the pumps. You'll then screw the female ends of the two red hoses into the two pumps and plug them in. The ends of the hoses go to the drain on the corner just so that there isn't a whole bunch of water running down the pavement, especially when it gets cold. That may cause a dangerous situation. Now, once it's drained pretty much all the way, you're going to have to pick up the inner liner and push the water over so that the pumps can get more of it. Towards the end, you'll have to take one of the pumps out and just use one of them. Again, just pulling it all towards the center. Now, once you're done, you've got a huge mess of hoses. Make sure that you clean them up and make them look nice. That's it.